And then you have to recognize that the Israelis themselves are arguing, for example, as to whether or not the ultra-Orthodox will serve in the military, which is a very contentious issue right now in Israel. So I think that cults and cult-like thinking tends to paint everything black and white, no shades of gray. And our lives are often in shades of gray, much more nuanced than
you know what conclusion I've come up with? Here's a conclusion I've come up with. And by the way, I want to ask you about a couple cults with kids, 7, 6, 4, a few things before we wrap up. But here's a conclusion I've come up with. Somebody may listen to you and say, what are you talking about, Rick? Jews don't doctrinate? And they don't send all their kids to Israel? And they don't ask them to go into IDF? And AIPAC doesn't recruit people to bring them to Israel? And Israel doesn't prevent negative media in Israel? What are you talking about? Like, it's full-on cult-like of what Israel is doing to convert. Let me just finish, and then you'll see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So, and then you're going to come back and say, well, no, because of this, because of that. And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but what I'm trying to go to is the following. Here's where I'm going to. Where I'm going to is the following. Everybody is in a cult, including you. I think you're in a cult. I think I'm in a cult. I think you're also a cult leader. Because I think as a cult leader, you're leading the cult of people who want to expose evil people who do harm to others. So you have a following of people that can't wait to see who you're going to take down next. And you have a cult-like following where people follow you because they're like, I can't wait to see him take. Who was the guy that was getting the pedophiles with pizza that would go to a kid's house and he would do the interviews? He had a big show. Rob, I think we had him on the Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen was like, oh my God, who's he going to get next? Who's he going to get next? Right? We had him on the podcast once. So to me, I don't know if, like, my position, I lived in Iran 11 years, almost 11 years. So I saw what it was like to live with Hezbollah when you're a Christian family. I witnessed it. I lived it. And in Germany at a refugee camp, I was with Afghanis, Pakistanis, everybody that was leaving a Muslim, driven country to escape to somewhere that gave them freedoms, but they were also Muslim themselves. So I've witnessed it firsthand. And I've spent a lot of time with Jews, spent a lot of time with Scientology. You notice I was complimentary of Scientologists. People get upset. He's shilling for Scientology. I've never had a bad experience with a Scientologist, ever. I've never had a bad experience with Jews, ever. Do I think Scientologists are part of a cult? Yes. Do I think so are Jews? Yes. Do I think they're very proud of their background? Yes. Do I think I am as well? Yes. The crossing of the line to me is when it becomes about, with the words you said, the cash, the adulation, the sexual favor, take the sexual favor out, the cash, okay, yeah, some of these guys are doing it for cash, okay? You know, what percentage of billionaires in America are Jewish? 9.6%. Oh my God, but what percentage of the world population is Jewish? 15 million on 8.5 billion. Where are you at? You're point something percent. Small community. It's a very small community. So, it's more my position with this is more, let's stop acting like we don't all admire somebody. Let's stop acting like we don't have somebody. Like Nixon gets, two sides of the story. There's a part of Nixon that he did a lot of good. The other side of Nixon is he empowered China to be able to equalize Russia because USSR was so powerful. They needed somebody, China, that was number 8, number 9 economy to come and take after Russia that was number 2 or number 3 because they were a threat and Russia wasn't negotiating. So they were using triangular diplomacy with Kissinger to bring that guy up, and then boom, and then we got off the gold standard. All the rich get richer, poor get poor. The middle income's getting destroyed. It's because of Nixon. If we didn't get off of gold, we probably wouldn't be in a situation we're in today. The moment we got off the gold, then it's all about what? Hey, trust me. This is the American dollar. You can trust us. You can trust us. But then Nixon also did a lot of good stuff. So to sit there and see both sides, tear apart anything I just said.
Well, I just want to focus on a couple of things.
Please.
First of all, deception. Is there a bait and switch con with the group that you're involved in? For example, I went to religious school. I was bar mitzvahed. I went to Hebrew school. There was no deception. What my family believed or thought I was going to go through in indoctrination is in fact what happened.